If you could be a file type, which one would you be?
JPEG.
PDF.
MP4.
PNG.
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. But let's get into it.
People that don't know file types about to be like, what? I feel like everybody knows at least one file type.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, from the ones that we said, I mean, JPEG, I think everyone knows what that is. It's basically a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Amber, that's the one you chose?
Yes.
Why?
Because I know limited file types, and that was one of the ones that I know.
What other ones do you know?
I knew all the ones. I knew PNG, and I kind of wish I would have said PNG, because that's the coolest.
PNGs are fire.
Yeah.
They're so useful.
That's the best one, and I should have said it, but I will stick by my answer.
I mean, my life story, right? Everyone just wants to be me. It's okay.
No one picked the controversial one.
Which one?
GIF or GIF.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what was the one you
that's
picked?
a file type?
Yeah, it's a file type.
Oh, I didn't know that.
.gif.
I feel like .tiff is a harder file type though. Those are the most annoying ones.
What does
TIFF?
that go in?
It's useful. Well, it goes in.
Photoshop.
Well, you can use it in Photoshop, but it's really useful in a lot of design elements. So, like for printing, especially when it comes to clothing, like and banners and things like that, a TIFF file is great. It can be really large too, so it's really useful. What was the one you went with?
I said MP4.
MP4,
The
a video.
Video. Always dealing with MP4s, and it's been very helpful for me.
The
So,
vlog god
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
MP4. We got Divya here with us. Divya, what'd you pick?
PDF.
PDF, a Photoshop document.
The most uneditable and most difficult document of all times, if I'm being completely honest.
Well,
You know, I was thinking you picked Photoshop because your whole-
PDF.
or
Not PS.
Yeah.
sorry. PS
Not PSD. PDF.
PDF.
Yeah.
Okay,
PDF is
okay,
still
okay. My
Adobe, right?
Yeah.
They made that.
Adobe
file.
Acrobat.
yeah, but like people associate PDFs with like an official version of a paper that is easily sent.
You know, you said uneditable.
Yeah, they're the most difficult things to edit. Like you have to get a PDF editor, download or convert that.
No,
to
no, no, no.
Put that
There's a
on
tool.
GitHub.
There's a tool in Adobe Acrobat that you can literally
Yeah,
change
but
all the text, do whatever you want.
MacBooks don't have Adobe Acrobat that comes
You have
with
to
the system.
download it
You
and
gotta
everything.
pay for it.
Yeah, if you have CC, Creative Cloud, you're
Yeah,
good to
but
go.
the average person doesn't have Creative Cloud.
Correct.
I'm not going to expose a lot because this goes into a lot of my work, but let's just PDFs
I mean,
are very editable.
PDFs are just
But for the average person who's not paying for
Yeah.
a system, I see what she's saying.
It's like whenever we have like school documents that go around or like any work stuff and someone's like, oh, how do I convert this to a Word doc? And I'm like, I don't know, just Google it, like PDF to Word doc converter or something. And then it just screws
Yeah.
everything up. Everything's out of shape. Text boxes everywhere.
Let me tell you why
Yeah.
PNGs are incredible. PNGs are transparent if you want them to be, right? And whatever you don't want transparent doesn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they could trick you. You look up on Google Images
They
a
can-
PNG and you see the little
The checker-
lines.
the checker boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's not actually a PNG.
Bruh, that was
PNGs?
the worst. When you download it and you're like, okay, cool, I got it, and you're like, why is there white lines behind it?
Now you can tell if it has the checker thing. It's not it.
Yeah.
You have to like click on it.
Well,
and then
it's how the interface
Yeah.
works. So Google used to be that you couldn't tell, it would just be a white background. Now, if you click it
It shows
and
you.
it's white originally, but then it shows the boxes, then it's a PNG.
yeah.
Well, it could still be a PNG, but transparent as
Yeah.
far as that. And yeah,
Wait, I'm also shocked no one said MP3.
MP3s
Waves
are nice.
are better. Waves are
Waves
better.
are way
Waves
better.
are better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Slowly drifting.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to an episode of Strange Flavors. My name is Shamir.
I'm Dot for us.
I am Amber.com.
We have Divya, aka Divy Dubai, with us, and we'll talk about why she's here in a minute.
Yep. And this is the strangest and greatest podcast in the game. This is brought to you by Alif Theory. If you'd like to email us or send us your music, strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com. You can get your dope Strange Flavors merch at strangeflavors.store. And if you'd like to support this podcast with a link down below in the description, you can join Strange Flavors Town. Strange Flavors Town includes Barber's Bagels, Cassie's Cupcakes, Irha's Icy's, Freeha's Falafels, Uslam's Apples, Shamil's Shawarmas.
Oh, nice.
Divy
Dingo.
Well, we've been calling her Dinga this. It's not even the weekend. This week, because she wrote on our board over there.
Yep.
So rudely, where we write all of our information, it just says hire Dinga as influencer and tour manager. Like, and then she's like, tell Dinga that you love her every night.
I feel like dinga could be like a bad word in a different language.
You could very obviously tell that says Divya, not Dinga. Like,
In that first one,
no.
It looks like Dinga, but I'm glad that that's how I read it, because we've been using that in a really useful way, where we made an entire like
Country out of it.
a country, but like a type of people, like
Yeah.
a race of people, and we were out all day and deciding who would be a dinga, who would be a dingu, who would be a dingy, who would be a dingatramus or something like that.
Dingatron.
And like
Dingatron.
the religious institution would be called the Dinagogue, and like all these incredible things. Like world building is so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Marvel, Disney.
Okay.
You know how they've
We
built
were
their own
surrounded
Let's
by
not
a
go
lot of that
far.
today.
Well, we were surrounded by a lot of that today.
Dingo
yeah.
world.
Dingo
Like
world.
it's coming up.
It's called Dingistan, actually.
Oh, I
Ooh.
like that.
Um,
Dingastown.
Okay, well, Divvy Dubai
So,
is here in Maryland from New
Forcing
York.
us to go to Six Flags on a Thursday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
I mean, when else would you go? There was literally no line.
Sorry.
We
Didn't
finished.
mean to mess it up. I'm just saying that's what she does. Divvy Dubai came into town and that's what she has us doing. Go ahead. Continue your introduction.
No, you're good. I was basically, she was been on a podcast with us before where we learned a lot about her. One of the main things being that she knows like 10 languages, is from Dubai, but you were studying at like NYU for some time. Most recently, this incredible thing happened in your life where you were managing an artist known as Tesher, who is just blowing up all over the world with his hit Jalebi Baby. That has been incredible because under your wing, we've known like how you work when it comes to promotion and marketing and these things behind the scenes in your work already. But then to see it unfold with a real sort of artist and see that in like live in the world of like YouTube, it's picking up all these hits, and then on Spotify and TikTok is taking over the world.
Mainstream feature.
Yeah, millions of streams, like 4 million views on YouTube, like all that.
Yeah.
stuff.
Genuinely resonating in so many countries across the world as like a hit. Like,
First of all, congratulations on all the success with that.
Thank you.
congrats.
Let's take it back a little bit. Like, what was kind of, the beginning stages of this relationship? Did you see potential in it and seeing it going this far?
Yeah, I mean, so you guys know I've been doing stuff in the creative space since freshman year in college, and that's how I met you guys. Had you at a dance competition that I was at. So that was kind of the humble beginnings of me in this space, working events.
Like,
but
you always enjoyed that.
yeah, I always enjoyed it and was a part of it since like high school. Was on prom committee, had like Spirit Week, stuff like that. And I always knew I enjoyed like doing stuff that brought people together. And then I came to New York to go to college, realized that there wasn't a lot of Desi stuff happening. So I was like, cool, how do I bring my people together? How do we put Desi people on and make sure that we're being noticed? People want to listen to the music. People want to come out and dance. They want to go out. They want to spend time with each other. Going to the club is fun in New York, but meeting Desi people is more fun, like bring
You
on-
like making the connections and
Yeah.
seeing how it can be productive instead of just meet
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
and then it's done.
Yeah, do it for the culture, So for the culture.
For the culture t-shirt on too.
Yeah.
Shout out Roots Gear.
Shout out Roots Gear, yeah, Tanmit. But I think every single person that I've met and encountered along the way has kind of led into this opportunity and taught me everything that I know from like Brown Girl, part of culture, just every experience that I had while I was in college brought me to this point that when I started working with Tesher, I was like, maybe I'm not ready to be a manager just yet because I haven't done that before. But I think as we kept working together, I was like, that's the most logical step in the right direction after events, after working with artists, doing like hospitality, putting events on, operations, logistics, literally everything kind of brought me to this point now where I'm like one person to the world.
Well, I want to ask you, like, you've been working with a lot of people in
Yeah.
the process, but
Yeah.
like, did you know when you met Tesher that like, oh, this is the one? Or was it like, let me try on this one and see what I can do?
No, I definitely think it was like, this is the one, because we shared the same vision. It was very apparent as we started to like have conversations about music, about culture, about how we grew up, and what was like treading the line of cultural appropriation, or what was appropriate to be put on, how we could present South Asian culture in the right way. It was very, very apparent right off the bat that this, like, the synergy was incredible. So that's when I was like, yes, 100%.
Yeah. And then when you started to figure out when it comes to managing his music, trying to work with labels and all of that, like, how did you know how to do that?
So I minored in the business of entertainment, media, and technology at NYU when I was there for undergrad. Was always creatively inclined because I grew up dancing, always like went to auditions, had been a part of like worked with different contracts, been in shows, things like that. So been exposed to that world since a very young age. But I think this one was a little bit different, where I had to like draw on all my skills that I learned in school, stuff that I knew from dance, get from my mentors, people that I look up to that work in this space. And yeah, I mean, it's just learning kind of on the journey, but also being smart about the decisions that you make and applying all the knowledge that you have from the interactions that you have with people across different industries. It doesn't, like, contracts are the same, whether it's entertainment, media, technology, finance, whatever. It's, you kind of have to use best judgment and make sure that, you know, you're working and moving in the right direction forward and not getting gypped while you're at it.
Yeah. When these like big names start to come up, you know, you're working with all these different labels, you're getting pitched different ideas. And then you start working with collaborations. Like Jason Derulo ultimately ended up on, you know, the remix, and which is the one that's like blowing up a lot now everywhere. How do you keep your cool and like know that, okay, this is how I'm supposed to deal with a Jason Derulo or whatever other artists and labels that you know, were working with, especially being in such a small seat?
I think the one thing that is to be learned from this experience, that everyone kind of has their own skills and their own talents, and everyone's there for a reason. Like, no one was in that room for like fun, as in that they didn't belong there, but everyone that came together there was there because they had something that either was a talent, was a skill. They were like a set designer, a stylist, or whatever. And every single talent was needed to be there. It's not that one was more, one was less. I think all of us coming together at that point was like, we're doing this to create something together as a team. And it really did take a whole village. I mean, like, from set design, styling, choreography, production, the Steadicam, we had like a lot of talent on.
You talk about the music video for it.
The music video specifically, but also even like the back end from the label side, right? There's marketing, there's like legal, there's finance, there's A&R. There's so many different people that are involved, and it's not like one person is better than the other, but it's like you all are part of
Everyone
the whole.
belongs in.
Everyone belongs there, and I mean that's when you kind of tread the space of respect, and, you know, making sure that you respect. Like, there's some days where we were literally cleaning up sets versus like some days where I'm like choreographing and doing big things, and you like on some days you do the least and some days you do the most, and everyone kind of just goes through those motions.
And you mentioned with that, like where you know, when it comes to these big rooms, that you often are the only woman, but also on top of that being a brown girl. What was that experience of like you and Tesher versus like these huge, massive labels with like millions of dollars and all of that? Was it scary? Was it intimidating? Did you feel like you were respected?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, yes, it was intimidating. But again, you will never go anywhere if you don't push yourself out of your comfort zone. And every single time that I'd be in one of those rooms, I'd be like, I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for this opportunity, because like, this is my chance to kind of push that boundary and open up that door for somebody else who should not have to feel this way, or should not, you know, like, I think I'm thankful that I'm confident and have been raised or supported by very, very strong South Asian women and had that presence in my life. So it wasn't as intimidating almost as it might have been for some other people. But I think that experience was so eye-opening to the point where I would love to see other women like myself in the room. I'd love to see more women in the room in general. And, you know, there were women that worked on, like, the whole music video was basically female power. But, you know, on the label end of things and just across different labels, having conversations with different labels, it's cool to see the role that women play in the entertainment industry overall. And I hope that there's more that are able to enter the space eventually and kind of like break through.
A lot of the times that you're doing these things, you're doing them for the first time. What would you do when you're in a situation where you don't know the answer? Like, what is your thought process then? Who are you going to? Especially since it is just you two on a team.
Yeah, I mean, both of us would just spend hours speaking about something or like consulting each other, making sure, you know, we're doing the right thing and doing something that feels right. And the gut check, I would say, is like the first thing. If it doesn't feel right in your gut, it's probably not right. Don't do it. But then beyond that, I think our parents have been incredibly supportive and helpful in keeping a level head, or, you know, making sure that we're not doing anything wrong, anything naive. My mentors in the space, there's a couple of them that I like really look up to that have done incredible stuff and paved the way for just South Asian culture in like consumer goods or like in branding and things like that, marketing for that matter. So would reach out to them just for like a temperature check, like, hey, is this the right thing that we're doing? Is there anything that we should change about this approach, or like, is there anything we should do differently? Anyone that we should speak to? And then a huge part of it is asking when you need help.
What's all of their reaction, your parents' reaction, like all of your professors and everybody, to this recent boom? Because like we know behind the scenes, like obviously us being friends, of like all the hard work you put in, all the things that you've accomplished.
And
but
also
this
just
is very
how like strategic she is, just naturally.
right.
Just
But this is very much like out there in the public, and you're finally getting credited. Are they aware of all of this, and are they seeing it, and what's their reaction if so?
Yeah, I think it's awesome to see how like people that I've grown up with are like, wow, this is like incredible that we knew you and you were doing all these things and now you're doing it on such a large scale that your name is out there, and we're so proud to see you just, you know, be out there and get recognized for your talents. And I think more than that, it's less so about recognition, but just how we're taking South Asia out of the world, and just the feeling of people being proud of us, his music, Jalebi Baby in itself just being such an icon now in mainstream media. I think that feeling of like the pride that people feel being South Asian is like enough for us to know that we're doing the right thing.
Is there a lot of pressure from here of like, what's next? How do you know that it's not like one of those Psy Gangnam style situations where it's like, okay, yeah, we got a taste of the culture, everyone likes it, everyone's in, and then it's just like, are we rocking with K-pop?
because let's be real, the pressure right now, I would say from the outside perspective, I would think is real. Like I can't go to any through 7 to 10 statuses, stories before I see somebody reposting Jalebi Baby. I opened up my Facebook account today. It was in a Facebook group that's like, hey, what do we think about this? Twitter, it is even on Canada, I know Canada TikTok, it's everywhere. Mm-hmm. Everybody is seeing it. What is that?
I mean, there's definitely pressure 100%. There's never a time when when people work without pressure. So I think the pressure is what kind of keeps us going. It's important, and that's what motivates us to keep moving forward, because this is just the beginning and there's so much more to be done, so much more to be achieved, and we can only do that when we have pressure. The minute people start to get complacent, you start slacking, work stops. But it's the pressure is necessary and the work never stops. So
what would you say to there's a lot of musicians, singers, rappers, just artists overall that we see on TikTok especially, but they've always been there on YouTube and all these other places. Extremely talented people within our community, outside of our community, all over the world. Do they need a DIVY Dubai in their lives? Is it possible to do this without all of that sort of background knowledge of all the things that you studied and all the resources you had? I
mean, maybe not me particularly, but it's very helpful to have someone that has their feet in the space and kind of is grounded in that space, because I mean, you never want to be in a position where you feel like you're being served the lower hand, or you're a little underhanded because you're missing knowledge. And oftentimes from little things like royalties even, right? People leave money on the table because they don't know all the royalties they have to collect. That's something that you have to learn. Reading contracts, knowing percentages, those are all things that everything can be studied. There's so much stuff on the internet about contracts that have gone wrong, about people not collecting their royalties, and there's step-by-step guides on how to do these things. And as an artist, I mean, this just goes for any space at all, right? do your homework, make sure you know what you're getting into, and if you have the support system, use it. If you don't have the support system, reach out to people on the internet. I think that's such a helpful thing, is just even cold emailing someone or like messaging someone saying, hey, like I don't know this and it seems like you do. Is there any way that you can help me out here? Because like I need to move forward and I need some kind of support system or backing to get me through this. And you don't have to become the best of friends with them, but it's helpful to get perspective and advice before you make any decision if you don't have the right answer.
I was gonna ask, at what point does an artist need to like have this type of person? Is it early on, or is it at a certain point when they're like ready to like talk with labels and whatnot?
I think it's from now, it's like turned into a point like from the get-go, because the creative perspective is great and artists are great at the creative part, but even sometimes guiding your creative strategy, knowing what to put on social media, knowing how to market it, knowing how to brand it. If like you don't have the video production skills, or you just don't know how algorithms work or things like that, then your art's going to waste, because like it's in the off chance that it'll get noticed, right? Like you really have to put in so much hard work into learning how these systems work before you kind of go into it, right? And I think from the onset, it's someone that should be there by your side.
Well, I mean, like Tesher from the beginning, it seemed like I told you I followed him when he had like 2,000 followers or something, and from that point on, like it was just like his production was so already like up there that it seemed like, okay, yeah, he could have, you know, a shot at any of this. You got to pick him up early. He seems like he's gonna be all right when it comes to like, you know, now that he's built that fan base that he needs, all the followers and stuff. When it comes to you, where do you go from here? I know it's just your first, you know, artist that you're managing. It's literally just been like one single so far, but it seems like it's a pretty huge leap forward already. Like that, most people don't just like jump into it how much you have. So like, are you already thinking about like what's gonna be next for Divya, as far as, do you want to do this more with him? Would you want to bring on other people? Do you turn into Scooter Braun? Like, are you thinking about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely thinking about it, and Scooter is a great example to have in terms of like the success and how he's maneuvered his career. But
sure. By the way, he manages Justin Bieber famously, and then like Ariana Grande, and now goes on to produce like TV shows and films and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely looking at that as the way forward, but it's so hard to say now because like we're still on our first big hit, and you know, it's a couple more successful rounds and then I'll be like, okay, ready to pick on someone else. And I'm always keeping my eyes out, so it's like I see a new talent and I'm like, okay, if this person is someone I truly believe in, like 100% I'll give it a shot. But you know, if I'm not ready and my hands are full right now building the career of one artist, it's not fair to jump into something with someone else, because you can't give everybody 24 hours of your day. So you have to be incredibly smart about how you like pick that journey forward and how you invest your time, because at the end of the day, it's somebody else's career and your career as well, hand in hand growing. So you don't want to do anybody any injustice at the same time. If
someone's listening to this podcast right now, should they send their mixtape in your DMs?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I would
Nice.
open.
Usually that's a no.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I mean, the thing is, the South Asian sound is evolving like crazy right now. And yes, it's most people say no, but you know, 30 seconds or a minute.
You do listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
You do.
I do.
Like all types, literally.
She's one of those people that in the car, she's like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? Have you heard this? And she's like, skip. I'm like,
Divya's probably put me on to like 40 songs since she got here.
I've only been here 2 days.
and it's
That's
global. Like
exactly.
every song is a different language.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Different vibe, different language, everything.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask you quickly before we move on from this whole experience that like you went from New York and then ended up being in LA for approximately 2 months, you said?
Yeah, about like a month and a half.
And so you kind of got thrown from, you know, being in a fast-paced, very work and productive environment into LA.
Mm-hmm.
And LA, I know I have my own assumptions about what it could be, but I'd like to hear from you firsthand what it was like being thrown into not just LA, but LA with the industry, being around people, especially being female in those spaces. What was it like entering that space personally and when it comes to probably the vanity of it all?
Yeah, I mean, I still remember saying at like one of the rehearsals, or like we were at a class or something, and I was like, so I grew up doing ballet my whole life. I've been doing ballet since I was 4, and I would have loved to, pursue dance professionally. I was like at the level where I could have taken it professional instead of going to NYU for undergrad and going to college. But I remember being in one of those studios and saying, I'm so thankful that I didn't do this professionally, because it would have taken such a toll on my mental health. And I applaud every single person that is out there in LA right now, just hustling, struggling, growing, learning, constantly keeping themselves on edge, because like LA it never stops demanding. It's like you constantly have to keep leveling up. You constantly have to keep getting better. And I commend every single person, like, for their energy, for their talent, for their perseverance, for that matter. Like, it's daunting to be in an audition and get cut, like, literally by doing the dance once. And I'm like, wait, just give me one more shot. Let me do it one more time. Because like in classes, you keep doing things, like you're learning. In ballet, you're learning a skill. You keep practicing it. That's how you get better. But in an audition, you have one shot, and that's all it takes for them to be like, yes or no. And oh my God, like that whole experience, I had jitters when I was like in that space. But I mean, the vanity of it all, it's like, it can be consuming, and it's hard to like detach yourself from it and be like, hey, like this is what I aspire to be, but I shouldn't have to change myself to aspire to be or look like somebody else, because I have my own path and I have my own journey. And the vanity, like, it can consume you, but it's hard to not let it consume you, for sure.
Were you able to veer away from it pretty well, or was it hard or did you get caught up in it all?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were moments where I was definitely caught up in it, but like, thankful for my support system that was like, hey, listen, you're second guessing yourself. You're having imposter syndrome right now. Step away from it. Like, give yourself some time to process it and see if you still like feel that way. I think when I walked into certain rooms, I was like, I need to change this. I need to fix this. I need to go back to the gym. I need to start doing ballet again. Like, the whole 9 yards of like what I need to change or fix. But then I was like, wait a minute, I don't actually have to do a lot of these things, because there's not a lot that needs to be changed. Maybe just like
was
go to the
that
gym.
Questioning of yourself stemming from being in the industry itself, or seeing your peers around you looking or being the way that they are?
I think it was a combination of all things, but also just like a third factor of like, oh, this is a wake up call. I'm now growing older, so I need to start taking care of myself. And it's like, that's the baseline, and then it like multiplies with peers, or like multiplies by like looking at industry people. So I think the baseline starting point was like, I need to go and start taking care of myself. That's the first thing. Yeah.
Nice.
So you were in New York, LA, you're getting super busy, and then you just decide, you're like, all right, I need to get away from the city, and you choose to come to Maryland.
All of the cities. And then you come to this. I shouldn't say this, but where we are right now.
Comes to us.
Comes to us.
Comes to you guys.
Well, also like the areas that we live in are like, I guess, very suburbia, and like it's more rural.
And if it's city, it's like smaller city.
Yeah.
Like when you came, it was just like you were staring at the sky and like the trees and like random stuff.
Literally, the first thing she said to me was, "Hey, when we get to your house, can we like go lay in your grass?" And I was like, I am severely allergic to grass, but feel free. I also have patio furniture, so if you really want to be close to nature, go sit on that. But if you want to go and hug and kiss and love on the grass, that's fine. But do that by yourself.
Does the time go by like super slow and feels like a few weeks were like years when you're over there or something? Or like all this work you've been doing?
I mean, cities can be overwhelming, and I think just like the whole being on the go and being like emotionally, mentally just switched on for the last like close to 3 months has been, it's draining. And even when I got back to New York, I was like, I'd been away from my friends for so long, and I was like, I have to see my friends, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I was like, wait a minute, I need a break. Like, yes, I need to see my friends because I love and care about them a lot, but I've just been through a whole experience that I haven't been able to process emotions and like it just is, it's surreal just having gone through that experience, and I need to step away and go like experience what I experienced all over again.
You still haven't like stepped entirely away, because it's like you're on the phone so often, like texting and calling and like updating stuff. Like, do you ever feel like just shutting your phone off? Or like, I guess you can't at this point.
I mean, there will be a point where I get to shut my phone off, but I think right now it's crucial to be switched on, but not necessarily in a city, because I can go lay on grass and get some sunlight in while I'm stressed. So that feeling is definitely a better feeling than
It feels like we're like around that stereotypical like Hollywood person that's like,
Oh yeah.
like we went to Six Flags today. And we're like, and she's like on the phone, with, like different people were like, just talk on the phone on the ride.
Yeah, we were like 2 minutes away from a ride. She's like, wait, we're already going on this ride? We're like, yeah. And
So
we're
can you
just
take a phone call real quick? Can we step away? I was like, we're at an amusement park. Why did you take the call right before we got on the ride?
She's fancy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got lemon water here because I was trying to make sure that I'm matching over here.
Yeah.
She was like, make sure you get me some lemons. We had to go to the grocery store pick up some lemons. So I was like, all right,
I'm
That's
surprised.
really
lemon water
true.
today.
I'm surprised you don't have like AirPods, or you didn't like bring those and wear those.
She is, you guys don't see her. So Frost and Shamir came yesterday, but I've been around Divya 2 days prior to that. And this girl, all she does is like, I'll just hear the constant clicking of AirPod cases opening and closing. Cause it's like, she'll put them in, finish a call, then put them out. And then like the duality of Divya is insane. Okay. She will be full blown talking about like the like most craziest business related deal, whatever, fancy people, all that. Turn around and be like, do you think that I should like, and then just like put something like, do you think that ice cream is like, bad or like happy, whatever? Just say something so naive, so innocent, so like childish in a way. And I'm like, how did the same person that is speaking so innocently and so childishly right now just take that phone call that just did that? Because they are not like, how?
She's very nice about it, because I feel like anybody would be like, not even here, but she's like, yeah, very much present as she can be.
Yeah.
But with like the phone, what are your rules when it comes to work and spending time presently? Do you have any, or you just like go with the flow?
I mean, you guys know that I can do both.
Divya's brain is crazy. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but like she can be sleeping and then still taking mental notes. Like that's just what she does. Like she genuinely can do that. She can hear things in her sleep and fully pick up on what's being said. So while we're having an Alif meeting between the three of us and the interns and everybody else on our team, Divya was sitting next to me, and later we're like going over stuff, and she's just speaking in later. I was like, you were sleeping there. Like, how are you picking up on all of our entire conversations? But that's just her brain. She can be texting. Like, I'm so in awe of you at all times. I'm like, how are you texting? Somehow taking a call while you're texting, while you're looking up something, while having an entire conversation with me at the same time.
It has to be the languages thing, right? Like,
ADHD, baby. ADHD.
I have ADHD, but mine. I need to return mine and get that one. I need that brand of ADHD.
How do I
but
buy a
literally,
new
like
one?
I think like
and
there's
warming
studies.
up a burrito, by the way. Somehow doing all that.
Damn.
And a random
when people
activity.
can like speak multiple languages, play instruments, things like that, like their brains literally work differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you have more access or whatever. But I think it definitely comes from that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's very cute though.
Six Flags was fun though, because like I randomly threw this idea. I was like, Divya, what do you want to do? Because she's over here, like, let's go do something, go on a hike or something. And I was like,
Oh, I never said hike.
I brought the
hiking
hike
was-
because I thought like
there was
we
an
could just
activity we were gonna
spend-
do.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hiking, because it was just an easy thing to put out there.
I mentioned Six Flags as a joke.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you want to go to Six Flags? She's like, yes, I haven't gone in years. But it was fun today because we went on, as soon as we got there, we hit like every roller coaster.
We
Yeah.
literally went on every single
And
ride
we
that was
went
in the
late.
park.
We were like, it was like 2 p.m. The place
we
closed
got
at
there
7
2:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how as
so-
kids, like we used to go at like 10 a.m. or
In the
like even
morning,
before that,
yeah.
like when the park opens up, and be there till the park closes.
Yeah.
We were tired within like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like, I think you mentioned we had gone on a few rides. It had been 40 minutes. I was like, I thought it had been hours. Like, I don't know how our parents followed us around
Yeah.
carrying all of our like bags and towels and all of that while we're waiting in line, going on all those rides.
I can't imagine being there any longer than we were. Like,
We also blessedly didn't have any lines when we were there. That was the
That
best
is
part.
true.
Like we
and it was still tiring.
and it was still tiring.
yeah.
You almost backed out of a few rides of the roller coasters.
Yeah, 100%.
But then, how was it after you went on? Like Superman, everybody knows the Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay, Superman was cool. The Joker was cool. That log ride, I almost didn't make it onto this podcast because you forced me to go on that.
well, listen,
There
it's
was
a
a
water
water
ride. It
ride,
was
yeah.
literally 90 degrees outside, and
okay, but like that water ride literally just drenched me. I had to go have a whole shower and wash my hair because we had to go on that ride that you forced me to get on.
Well, it's okay. So to be fair, I'm gonna take Divya aside for a second. We originally were gonna go on this one water ride that had just a little bit of a sprinkle, right? Like
Which it did.
it,
Two.
it was it was just a little bit of a sprinkle. It wasn't really that bad, Shamir, right?
Yeah. No,
It
it
was-
was like a little sprinkle here and there.
Yeah. And then Frost is like getting brave now. He's like, oh, that was great. Let's go on another water ride.
well,
so
once,
we were like,
once
let's get-
someone's a little bit in, I like to push
Just because
them.
they
in mind-
give you the finger, you don't take the hand. That's not how this works.
It's
That
so
is-
funny because Divya is very much a convincer. What Divya wants, Divya will get. But putting Frost in that equation is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm a better
Be-
convincer.
Like it's like a battle of two people who are used to getting their way and convincing people like pretty well. And so when we started going on this water ride that soaks you, and you can literally see the people that are coming off this ride. We're wearing jeans, we're wearing pants, we're wearing normal clothes, and we didn't bring water clothes.
Shoes.
Real shoes with real socks. We did not bring
Real.
water
My shoes
clothes.
had a whole bunch of foam at the bottom of them. Like, let's be real.
Listen,
okay?
my technique is
And
not convincing
we-
you of what I want. It's convincing you of what is logical. And now all you have
Was
to
it
do.
logical though?
Wait,
was it
listen,
logical
listen,
though?
listen.
Because this water would, we could
no,
literally
but-
see people drenched, like getting fully drenched coming off this ride.
But look-
And me and this lady, we saw you two, like we saw Divya walk away. This lady comes up to me and she starts bursting out laughing. She's like, does she not want to get on? I said, you see those two people right there, right? I said, I'm gonna put a bet. The guy with the long hair, he's gonna win. She's gonna walk back here. It was a full on animated scene, seeing these two people like flinging their hand back and forth. Like, no, you listen. No, you. Okay, so listen. Like, we could do this. At the end, Divya starts walking over super reluctantly, and I'm dying. I was like, this is such a fun thing to watch, to see two extremely like you type people having to convince each other of things that you guys both deliberately want.
Look at the intention here, okay?
Wait,
I wanted
wait,
our
but
friend.
let me just answer.
One second.
No. You have to.
Wait,
Wait,
the
wanted-
exact
no. The
conversation.
logic. Okay,
The exact
let's just touch the
conversation.
logic part before
First
we
of all,
move. Okay.
don't prowl on me. Back up. Back up.
Halal gap. No.
All right.
Okay.
Geez, so no.
Let's just talk about the logic part of things. It's now
Yeah.
1 a.m. So that whole ride set back podcast recording by 90 minutes.
Not
So
Was it worth?
That ride alone did not do that.
yes, it
First
did
of all.
though. It literally did, because we got back home at like 10 something, and I was like, well, I'm gonna take a shower. You know, I'm gonna go do this, go look presentable, go like, you know, do my
Blah, blah,
thing.
blah, yes.
Blah blah blah, because I got drenched and gross on this like one log ride, and now it's 1 a.m. and
Gross? That's debatable.
Was it fun?
I'm questionable.
No, but
Divya
we
was
did her
laughing.
wrong. We did her wrong because after we got off the ride, during that ride she had, luckily her like shirt had a hoodie on it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she didn't get her hair wet, which was the entire intention of why she didn't want to get on the ride. She didn't get her hair wet. So after you get off the ride, you can get onto the bridge, and the bridge, the three of us, me, Frost, Ramir, knew that this bridge was gonna get like her soaked if she stood there. So we start telling her that we're standing there to look at the sunset. That like, and we start just like, she's like, why
Her
are we not
weakness.
leaving? And we're like, oh, we're like looking at the sunset. Like we're just like standing
My
there.
weakness, you used my weakness against me. That is so messed up.
And
I
Why?
actually
comes
didn't think it was
this
going to
boat.
splash that much, but we got splashed more on the bridge than we did on the ride.
Her hair got, which is the one thing that she saved from this whole thing, that she didn't want her hair to get wet. That one splash alone not only made her whole hair wet, it made all of our shirts, pants, socks, shoes, everything soaked.
Highlight of the day, yes or no?
No.
Shamir?
No.
I-
Amber? It was a
No.
memorable. Look, we're talking about it.
It was memorable.
It was memorable.
fun
But
moment.
highlight, I don't know.
I don't know if it was a
don't know if it
highlight.
was
Look,
a highlight,
we
man.
get to talk about it on the podcast. Okay. Otherwise, we would have just been hot, sweaty, gone on a bunch of roller coasters, dry mouth.
We went on a water ride that helped us out with that already.
Yeah, we
this,
didn't have-
this one like was a little push over.
We
I
took
was
it too
down
far.
for
We
it.
took it too far.
I had to go to
The key is
like
to take it too
Walmart
far.
right after and pick up pants because I had jeans that were wet jeans rubbing against my skin.
Guys, it's water. We're at a theme park. Have some fun.
I don't know.
Are you kidding
the
me?
Joker and Superman were fun.
I
Those,
mean, we had a
those
great
were my
time.
highlights. I think the Joker and Superman were my highlights.
Like in some cases, when you're having a normal day, like in life, right? There's a limit where it's like, okay, I've had too much fun now. Like, let's get back to work or something. When you are at a place like a theme park, there is no getting back. There is no idea of having too much fun. The key is to have too much fun. The key is not enough fun. Like, let's keep going. Let's see what
Yes,
more we can
but
do.
we were in the water park with full on clothes to the point where the lifeguard was like, you can't go on any of these things because you can't be fully in dry clothed like outfits in the water park. And we're
That's
like,
just a safety thing. That's like, that doesn't mean anything.
yeah, I
that
know,
doesn't-
but it's a clear indication that we were not prepared for it. But nonetheless, I had a great time, and poor Divya was not used to getting her way.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch though. You not get your way. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
It was a fun day, and you know it's fun when you're just like super tired afterwards, right? We were super tired. We got some dank food. It was good, and then we were on the ride back. We were playing a game of Would You Rather, which is always fun.
Yeah.
So you said you wanted to play a game on the podcast. So what's the game?
Would you rather?
Oh, I thought it was.
I think
I
Amber,
thought-
Amber has some.
I thought-
Oh, we're gonna go with my game
Yeah,
first.
you can
Do
start
your
off.
game.
Oh, why
Do
don't we
your
just
game.
do Would You Rather since we're in?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So
What was the one you were called?
One gotta go.
One gotta go. Okay, so self-explanatory. You're gonna say 3 things, is it?
Yeah.
And one has to go.
I'm gonna do 4. I think because I didn't.
4 of each category.
4 of each category.
Everyone can play along at home.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just
This
start.
is a battle of logic here.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, why would
Stop
that one
looking
go?
At my phone, guys.
Mm.
I'm not even looking at your phone.
Back up a little. Hello.
I
again.
can't see.
Sorry, we
it.
got labels calling in.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
One gotta go. Which label?
Yeah, we have to tell
I'm a
Divya
little
not to
nervous
take any
about what
calls.
she's gonna say because she literally was like, "How extreme can I go in these?"
Whoa. Okay.
So
All
let's
right, Let's
see.
just start.
I'm a little
I kept
nervous.
it. I kept it PG and family friendly. And let's
Wow.
just start easy.
You
Okay.
can go PG-13.
Breakfast foods: pancakes, scrambled eggs, cereal, or French toast.
Wait.
Damn.
One gotta go. Pancakes.
Pancakes by.
Pancakes, scrambled eggs, cereal, or French toast.
Pancakes. Easy.
Yeah.
Pancakes because first of all, I'm a waffle guy.
Waffles.
Yeah.
Waffles
Waffles,
over
over
pancakes
pancakes
any day.
and- yeah, for sure.
French toast is better, and eggs. You like eggs is
You need it. You need
The
protein.
number one option.
Yeah.
Cereal is amazing.
Yeah. But I would say cereal's the second to go out of that.
Is it?
Wait, did you say
Cereal is
French
good.
toast? Did you say French toast in that kind? Okay, French toast would be the second
Yeah,
one.
I'm just gonna
French
repeat
toast.
the
French
options.
toast
So
is
you,
good.
let me just repeat the options because Amber, you know, pancakes, scrambled eggs, cereal, or French toast.
Then we know.
Yeah.
We all say pancakes.
Yeah.
Pancakes,
I don't
No
say
dis-
pancakes.
no
I
dis-
don't
what
say
do you
What do
say?
you say?
scrambled eggs.
What the?
Why?
Are you
I-
vegan?
No, I hate scrambled eggs.
You don't, wait. What about
Why?
eggs?
Yeah.
Oh no, specifically scrambled eggs, not eggs in like boiled or like
Why?
omelets or whatever. Just scrambled eggs in general.
Okay. Well, it's not eggs. I mean, she still would like do eggs, but
I would- I don't
like
scrambled
that.
eggs if she doesn't
What's
like
wrong
them.
with scrambled eggs?
I don't know. They just look.
That's my favorite
Scrambled?
type
Oh,
of
it's the
eggs.
look. It's not the taste.
They just look scrambled. Yeah. I don't like looking at scrambled eggs. Therefore, I can't eat scrambled eggs.
I used to actually not. I kind of see what she's saying. I used to hate scrambled eggs.
Why?
Damn, I love
Then I
what-
sucked it up.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay. Next one. You can make whatever category you want of this, but aliens, Illuminati, Bermuda Triangle, or flat Earth. One gotta go.
Like the
Like the
the
conspiracies?
people.
Conspiracies.
Conspiracies.
Like this conspiracy does not exist.
Like, just throw it away.
Just throw it away.
Okay, we have Bermuda Triangle, aliens,
Illuminati,
Illuminati.
Or flat Earth.
flat Earth.
Aliens like have to stay
Yeah.
because
It's
very
one of the best ones.
very
Yeah.
reasonable. Flat Earth. What was the?
But like,
was
what
the
if we all are aliens and like this whole like concept of
Right. So that's why they're not. It's not.
I
Going.
mean, in America, they call some of us aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
illegal aliens.
shit, that was too real, man.
Yeah.
I'm not illegal, but I shouldn't have said that. But that was too real.
Yeah.
Oh, touch the heart. Touch the immigrant heart.
I haven't heard Bermuda Triangle stuff recently.
Yeah, that's like
So,
a.
I
That's
don't
because
know.
people have stopped flying over it.
But like people keep
that
talking.
is actually so true.
Yeah.
Like people learned their lesson,
But there's some that like you don't care about.
Is that one of them?
Yeah, wait, I forget what the third one was. Flat Earth, and then what else?
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
The problem
Illuminati
is that I feel
has
like
to stay. I mean, that's real. Like that
I
has to
want
be.
it to stay, but like I feel like no matter how much I look into, I still don't know enough. And it's like,
About what?
I don't get satisfied with what I know.
About what?
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Well, like the concept of people in power having different abilities and
Mm-hmm.
literally the power to change what happens in government and,
And
this
have
and that,
all
like,
the money in the world.
like that is that happens. Like we
Yeah, yeah.
know cases of that. We've seen, proof to a degree.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone that this is the Illuminati. These are the members, but like there's enough that it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
if it exists, then yeah. Like I mean,
It's not super
I see why.
surprising. So I think I'm gonna throw away Illuminati.
I think I'm gonna throw away Flat Earth.
We had a flat earther on the podcast,
We did, but I think the other ones, it's like, oh snap! Like, is it real?
right?
Right.
Flat Earth, you're just like,
to me is like this is
Look,
ridiculous.
like why are we even putting any energy into this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my
we
thought.
got Elon Bezos. Now, what's his face?
Richard Branson.
Yeah, I was
Branson,
calling
yeah.
Russell the other day. Richard
Russell
Branson.
Brand.
All these
No,
people
no,
trying to
wrong
go.
person.
Yeah, all these people trying to go into space and like showing what they're seeing and whatever else. And meanwhile,
Yeah.
we have like this flat Earth discussion.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is kind of just like, who cares?
Yeah.
Is that what you're choosing as well?
I choose Bermuda Triangle just because it's been so
Under the radar.
literally. But yeah, I mean, like
oops, sorry, didn't show up to the party.
like take
Don't
fla-
forget about me.
take whatever you want out of flat Earth, the concept, but like I think the movement and like people trying to have this conversation, it made me learn a lot about things unrelated to the flat Earth, more
Yeah.
about like people, groups, group thinking, and like how to
It
actually
has some appeal to it.
Okay.
come up
Yeah.
with like reason and all that. What would you say, Divya?
I would throw away flat Earth
Let's go.
because I want to go to the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle. Like that's
That's scary.
it's scary. I've had like weird dreams about it because I think about it every now and
She
then.
manages the Bermuda Triangle.
I manage the Bermuda Triangle. Me,
So she finds all the people that
I have
are lost.
I have a house.
Amelia Earhart. She starts managing.
What about Area 51?
I actually have a house in the Bermuda Triangle that you guys don't know about. I just bought some property there from.
Wow, it's probably really
Damn.
cheap actually.
You're saying Area 51?
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, you can't add something to my list.
Wait,
But that's kind of like a Bermuda Triangle situation, no?
yeah.
Where like you just don't know.
like, what are you asking about?
Remember when
it?
people were like, "We need to go there," like they're keeping
Storm it.
aliens there.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I want it to be real. Like,
I
that would
want it to be
cool.
real as well. Yeah.
You like it?
Like, I think it's dope.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like there's not much there. Like, I don't know.
I mean, they.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Next one. Chai, hookah, halim, or biryani. One gotta go.
Biryani.
Chai, hookah, halim, or biryani?
I'm going to say Halim.
Hookah.
I would say Halim and biryani can both make their way out.
Damn, what? Two
Son.
for one.
I said what I said.
2 for 1.
Is Amber is canceled
Yeah. What?
for the 20th time?
Are you just gonna
this week.
starve during Ramadan or Eid? Like I'm confused.
I'm not a fan of Halim and I'm not a fan of biryani.
Okay, fair.
Damn.
I mean, I don't eat halim, so halim for me.
Yeah, I said Halim.
Yeah, I don't eat hookah at all.
You eat hookah? I don't think anyone does. Does anyone eat hookah?
Yeah, I don't be eating.
No, I said,
You be eating your-
need.
Oh, they said eat.
Yeah, chai is the number one spot. I love chai. Like
Chai, yeah.
I don't. It's not like I drink it a lot, but just when you have it, it hits. Also, like hookah, like I like the aesthetic of it. I like people doing their thing around it. I just personally, I don't smoke hookah, so I don't need it.
Are you a
Like
part
I
of?
said, he likes the aesthetic.
But
of hookah.
but halim and biryani both dank. like.
Are you part of the Chai
sorry
Club?
for the Chai Club?
Yeah, are you part of the Chai Club?
What do you mean?
It's this like elite group of people who drink chai.
Who's that? Are you like Illuminati?
No, it's like
Oh, another conspiracy.
it's like this like real secret club that everyone's gonna find out about very soon, but they just don't know yet.
Oh, you're making like a Ronald Pono reference?
Yes,
Bro, what the
Oh,
heck?
oh.
It's called
Mark?
Four.
I thought it was a real club.
It's called Four.
What, she has like a membership card or something?
I thought there was like a real
Has her
club
face on it?
Sam's Club Chai Club.
that like people made that like, oh, are you in the Chai Club? Like what's it called? What's the Mile Club?
Mile
High Club?
Mile High Club?
Mile High
Mile
Club.
I thought it was one of those situations.
Where you drink chai, like
like
Hold on.
Wait. The Mile High Club version of the Chai Club is where you dip your biscuit in chai.
Wow.
Stop! She's revealing our secrets, and Miss Manager, I don't appreciate you.
yeah.
Oh,
You already
no.
you had us cut something out of our podcast, so I don't want to have to cut you out of our podcast. Okay, so stop exposing our album here.
I didn't say anything about
Oh.
it. Whoa, you're exposing everything. I'm not doing anything.
Well, that's
You're
because
giving a lot of
that's a
references right
conspiracy.
now.
That's a conspiracy.
Well, it's not a conspiracy if no one knows what we're talking about.
But you know how like okay, so I said this to a friend.
podcast, so maybe people should know what we're talking about.
No,
I said,
it's called
no,
foreshadowing.
it's conspiracies. I said this to a friend one time where we were joking with him and we were like, "Yo, are you in the Mile High Club?" And he's like he's a really funny guy. Like he doesn't know a lot of like American.
He's naive.
Yeah,
He thought you
doesn't
guys
know
were
like a
talking
lot
about
of.
like running or something.
He was like, "Mile High Club, what's that?" We were just like, in the plane. He's like, "No, like, is that past first class? Like, how do I get in that?" He's like, "I want to join that." So I thought she was saying like Chai Club as in one of those sort of things where it was like there's a meaning behind it where like if you've, for example, drank chai mixed with like this and that, then you're in that club.
Bro,
well, you
what?
said
That's really
chai.
deep
You
into
said
it.
chai
Yeah,
is the
really
real.
deep.
You just said chai is the real deal. So I was like, I don't know. Like maybe you're a part of some elite group of
Wait, so
chai
Frost,
drinkers.
you'd still get rid of hookah though?
Yeah, biryani, halim, chai, all super dope elements of our culture and really, really dank. I don't understand how you would get rid of those things.
Facts.
I like a lot of desi food. Those just happen to be the two that I'm not a fan of.
That's fair.
Okay, what's the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, or Ariana Grande.
Say it one more time.
Olivia Rodrigo.
By Olivia Rodrigo.
Let me say the options again. Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, Ariana Grande.
Billie Eilish.
What?
Yeah.
What is Olivia Rodrigo? Like I heard a few songs, but I was like, I don't get the.
She's like that super relatable like girl.
She's teenage
that,
angst. Like
that. Yeah, that like teenagers. It's still a like.
Is she like when Taylor Swift first came up? Is that what it feels like?
Yeah, and it's like it's still something that like.
And you are
they're
not a teenager. You still relate to it.
I don't relate to it, but I appreciate it because it's not something that's like. It's something that's age appropriate for these teenagers. Like, it's not talking about things that are like super sexualized, super like, toxic or anyways. It's very much like cute little like teenage related, teenage.
What is she singing? Like Baby Shark?
Okay, well, the Baby Shark isn't teenage, right? But
I saw adults singing that song.
But getting your driver's license and like her experience.
She's singing about getting your driver's license.
She did.
why are you acting like you haven't heard that song before?
I haven't.
Well, I actually
You
haven't.
have.
I haven't heard it before.
What's the song?
It was
Sing it.
got my driver's license last week. Like basically the whole conversation, the whole song was about how she was supposed to get her driver's license, and the first person that she was supposed to drive and see was her boyfriend when she got her license, right? But what ended up happening is that he broke her heart for another girl
That
So
had a
she-
license.
That was older.
Wait, really?
Yes. She was older, so she had her license. Yes.
Oh, shit.
So the day came about where she went to go get her driver's license, and
Take
she
the
was
bus, Olivia. Get an Uber. It's 2021.
get an
What are you
Uber.
doing?
Bike over, man. Bike over, honey.
and she's driving home from getting her driver's license and starts like bawling her eyes out like, I can't go see him because he broke my heart and went for this other girl, and she's blonde and she's older than me and na. And so it ended up being this cute song that was just like this like teenage appropriate song. Then she went in and dropped an entire album, and I think it does give very much early Taylor Swift vibes. And who else did we say that it reminds us of, Shamir?
I forgot. Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne,
Paramore.
Whoa.
yes.
Whoa. Avril Lavigne, Paramore. Okay, here's the thing though. Avril Lavigne, Paramore, right? When you hear their voices and this type of singing, you know right away that like it's like, oh, that is very. I feel like I've.
You've heard.
I haven't, and I'm gonna be honest. I haven't given Olivia like
Yeah.
the most fair chance. But when I heard it, I was just like, I don't like themes.
I've
okay,
heard
sure,
this before.
but I'm just like, what? This
Yeah.
is like a
I
superstar.
think once you start listening to it,
And
like,
Miss Label
yeah.
here, sorry, but like it just seems like this is, you know, when people say like an industry plant or whatever. Like I
Oh.
see her like just being promoted on Spotify, on billboards and stuff, and it's just like, if you don't know her, like it makes you feel like you need to know her.
Okay.
Like it's very like pushy in your face, like
Low key
know
though,
this
I
person.
thought Billie Eilish was similar in that
Yeah.
sense too.
Okay, so I agree with you. On the beginning of Billie Eilish, I was like, who is this girl, right?
Yeah.
The reason I really like Billie Eilish is because I love what her and her brother have created.
Amazing.
When I watched her documentary and saw like you know, them literally making all of this out of their room and then fighting with like the label about like, no, we're doing it this way and this is how we feel. Their trust for each other, the family involvement, and how
amazing.
like Billie is, you know, surrounded by people who really just like love and appreciate and respect her. And just Phineas being so incredible as a producer, as a big brother, all of that stuff from what we've seen. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Do you have a comment from
No, I mean I love
Industry
Billy.
side?
Not industry side, but just love
Okay.
Billy. Like
So a context is everything, right? The reason why you ended up liking Billie is because you ended up realizing her story behind
Okay, what's
it and
Olivia's story? Go.
So Olivia is from High School Musical, the series on Disney Plus, right? In that show, she plays the Gabriella from High School Musical. The Zac Efron counterpart is played by Josh, okay? Josh,
who's Josh?
I'm explaining, is the person who she was supposed to drive and get her license,
Like
get her license.
actually drive to him.
Actually drive to him. In real life, she was supposed to drive and go because they ended up dating, and that was the person who she was supposed to go to. He ended up screwing her over and dating this girl, Sabrina Carpenter. So everybody who's listening now has context of, okay, these two were dating. She's singing about this guy. The girl that she left her for or is now with is this girl who is playing this like you know, pretty like role of whatever. She was actually in the movie with Liza Koshy. So all these people are feeling personally connected to Olivia because they're seeing her on screen having this personal like one, it's on screen romance, but knowing behind the scenes that it was personal. That whole story, the reason why that driver's license blew up was because everybody knew the story behind it on TikTok.
So it's more like a
Drama one?
drama. Yeah, it's
but
drama.
then-
It's like Disney drama. It's like Selena Gomez, or like any childhood sort of star getting a music career.
Right. But
I'm not convinced.
she didn't put it out there, right? Everybody like slowly started coming out. This is why it then blew up. Sabrina Carpenter, the one who was you're probably with that blonde girl who always made me doubt, right? That whole part. She's a blonde girl. She put out a song that was an exact reaction to that line about her in the song. And
Well, this is great for the shade room, but as far as this like Billie Eilish type story, I mean, and Billie Eilish is like the most incredible story or anything, but
I'm saying
this
the reason
doesn't
why she blew up
Okay.
and is in everybody's face is because people were personally invested in her story and in the
Yeah, that makes
songs,
sense.
in the lyrics. So
that's
that's
like
what
being
I'm saying
invested
is,
into Jake Paul.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the reason why she started blowing up is because people were personally invested. And then Shamir brought up a good point that her songs are like scientifically like
yeah.
made to be like felt good, like they, like
Yeah,
her songs.
Like K-pop.
Yeah, like I saw this video early on. It was like we were talking about the golden ratio and like in mathematics, that's like
Yeah.
the beauty in like physical art. And somebody said her song actually has this golden ratio, you know, stuff like that. And where she sings her vocals go this range and stuff like that. So it was like mathematically
I was
to be.
talking to you about this the other
success.
day. There's actually a lot of music producers who use certain frequencies with specific artists that make you feel a craving the same way that food that we eat might make you crave more of that. Or like, how like we were talking about chapstick, how like I was talking about why I use Burt's Bees because it like stays there. But chapstick, anytime I used the brand chapstick, it was like it made you want to put on more and it like dried up your lips more. And it's like bad for you. So there's certain frequencies people put in to make you calm, to make you excited, to make you angry. And it doesn't have to necessarily do with the mood of the music.
Yeah.
Although that has an effect, it can literally
It's
be
just
about the frequencies that your body
Subtleness,
hears.
yeah.
And that, by the way, is present in everything in our daily lives.
Yeah.
And they've done a study on this where it's just like certain noises, for example, like in an office, could be very irritating to our bodies versus the sounds of nature, which actually comfort and like reset our circadian rhythm and
Yeah.
things like that. It's really incredible if you study what frequencies can do to your mental
I
health,
feel like
to
we
your
just
physical
need
body.
the
It's crazy.
perfect frequency for the alarm.
Yeah.
There's no perfect
But
frequency.
that's the reason, right?
yeah.
Is if it had the perfect frequency, it wouldn't be doing what it's
We
supposed to
start
do.
hating it.
No, like
I personally feel that I have found my frequency.
What is it?
It's the theme song to Avatar: The Last Airbender. It goes doon 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 doon. It's the most calming alarm. I wake up happy.
wow.
Like that, the automatic stuff that they put on Apple.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Why? Why would you do that to people?
Yeah, I mean,
Mine's birds. You know this.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I do the darn though because
Well,
yeah.
you need it.
Yeah, I need it.
I think that's for people that need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. I need that.
That makes sense. Birds is cool
Yeah.
because
I sleep to birds. I don't wake up to birds.
I wake up
That
to the
means you're
birds naturally.
that means you're sleeping too late. Like you need to go to bed before
no,
the
no,
birds
no.
start chirping.
No, I put on like waves.
First of all,
and
birds start chirping
Early.
at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, she said she goes to sleep. Well,
No,
last
I
night when we
put
went
it
to sleep,
on.
we literally heard
Oh,
the
yeah.
birds. when
We did. But I put on like birds on the
Okay.
TV, not like wait. Typically when you guys are not around and not involved in my life, I have a normal sleeping schedule and a normal waking up schedule, and you guys come here and ruin it.
Aww.
Yeah.
What is that one song that you were playing today while I was sleeping? I was like, can you please turn that shit off? It's like giving me a headache.
It wasn't a song. It was it was like one of those news story videos. And you were like, I don't want to hear that woman's voice. You can play anything else in the world, but turn that video
Yeah,
off.
because I genuinely am such a deep sleeper that if literally the house was on fire, I wouldn't know. But like that woman just woke me up and put me in such a bad mood. I was like,
it was a Karen video, so
that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes
I wanna give Olivia a chance. So if anybody listening has recommendations, I like Niyati, who helps us out with the podcast, she's a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I've felt similarly to Taylor that I have to Olivia, where it's just like
Really?
I don't see like a ton of creativity. I don't like hear anything in the music that's just like blows me away when it comes to like, the sound of the voice that's just like, oh my God, that is so beautiful that like it makes it like
her
chokes
songs
me up
are
or
just
something.
addictive though. Like I hear her song and I just be singing. I don't even think it's that great of a song, but I will literally be singing it for days and days on end.
If you have songs that you want me to check out, like feel free. I'll do my own thing. I want to give her a chance because she seems like a cool person. People like her. But who would you say? Did you say your answer, Divya? That you would knock out?
crap. I would probably knock out Olivia as well. Just.
Hey.
Y'all are rude.
Well, to be honest, I don't even know if I should knock her out because literally her whole aesthetic is like my newfound aesthetic. I'm like a middle 20. Oh my God, I can't need to stop revealing my age. But I'm like a mid 20s person
40.
who's behaving. Oh yeah, mid 40s person who's behaving like a 18-year-old teenage person going through like teenage angst, and her whole aesthetic is like my new aesthetic. But
But you still hate her.
I don't hate her. I would just
She
say
just likes the
I
other
would just
artists
say
a lot better.
I would
She
just
just
say
doesn't like looking in the mirror. Just say that.
I would just say, okay, not looking in the mirror, man. Let's
Is
relax.
teenage angst the same thing that we knew it to be?
Yeah, I think so.
No way.
I don't know.
100%.
I think the fundamentals are there.
Teenage
Yeah.
angst
But
doesn't change. What are
the-
you talking
The
about?
delivery, is not.
No, but like for example, we were in our own world because we weren't connected to everything else. Now teenagers are like we're connected to.
Like their angst is like, oh my God, Snapchat. I'm not on a streak with him.
Oh my God.
No. I mean, not even that, but it's like as far as
Our intern is so annoyed right now.
Her whole face is like, you guys are talking
literally
trash.
was looking down, not doing anything. As soon as you said that, she's like,
Hadi,
oh
it's okay.
my God.
It's okay,
Here they
Hadi.
are clowning my generation.
it's not
again.
about that. It's not about that. I'm saying
we're,
like
we're
I think
acting like
what
we're
I'm
a
saying
generation apart. We're
My
literally the
Snapchat
same.
isn't logging in.
we okay. No. What I'm saying is, they have it harder. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they have it harder because they're dealing with like I see them like I didn't even know the generations before us what they were known for until way later. Like they are knowing like, oh, millennials act this way and like Gen Z is known for this. Like they're all connected. Everybody's connected to each other now. You know, like we all know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you could, if you want to, you could literally just like tap into a different group
Yeah.
of people or different generation. And
For the
when we
longest-
were teenagers going through high school and stuff, all of this was just coming out. So it wasn't like that. We were very much in our own zone. Like parents and stuff, like they weren't on social media.
Yeah.
Right? Like these kids, their parents, everybody in their lives are on social media and everything. And so it just puts them in a very different place than we were. And I think that whole situation makes it way harder for them to deal with everything.
Yeah.
Hadi, nod if you agree to that.
Time that millennials,
Yes,
the
she
only
agrees to it.
type of like relation I saw to them in the media was how they really love avocados, and I was like, this is what you guys have found. For the longest time, like all the articles would say about millennials was how much they love
yeah.
avocados.
We're millennials.
I know.
There was an avocado trend
Yes.
that happened
But I
overall.
Did
was
you
like,
guys
that's
see the
all you
whole-
can attribute to us, or
Did you
like
guys-
to them, because
No,
I feel
did
like
you
we're
hear
from-
the whole thing about like how if we stopped eating avocado toast outside of like our houses, we'd be able to save enough money to like buy a property after like some 4 or 5
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
years.
BS, because I could also say that about like
Anything.
grapes
coffee.
or
Coffee.
cherries. I would save more money not buying coffee than if I did with avocados, and I consume a good amount of avocados.
Fair.
So I would save way more money with coffee than.
Is
I
there
would-
any more? Let's do one more.
Yeah, I have one last one.
Okay, one last one.
Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kim, or Kanye?
Beyonce, Jay-Z,
Kim.
Kim Kardashian, or Kanye West.
My answer is easy. I'm going to just go with Kim.
Wow.
I like musical talent. I like the
Yeah.
music that they all make. So
True.
What do you guys got?
Amber, you're next.
Y'all ain't gonna like my answer.
What is it? It might be my answer.
I think she might say.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm stuck between Kanye and Jay-Z, but I might just.
If you do
Go.
Beyonce, you can walk out of this room, my friend.
I do Beyonce.
I would
I do
never. I
Beyonce.
would never
You
do
do
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
I do Beyonce. 1000%.
I would never do Beyonce. That's wrong.
If you
Wrong.
okay, first of all, Jay-Z and Kanye, are you kidding me? Like you wouldn't have so much of the music that you like right now.
But I
And you could say the same thing about Beyonce.
Exactly.
But I think as far as like
from
what
Destiny's Child all the way to Wake Up Flawless to like
Yeah.
all of her songs like help me get to work every day.
I think that although I really admire Beyonce, everything that she's done, Jay-Z and Kanye, I think, fall in a much more relevant, this is a selfish thing, but relevant sort of category as far as what they influenced and inspired for
For you specifically.
generations.
Yeah.
I think for you specifically, because
Yeah,
Beyonce,
of course, this is-
Beyonce was it for women.
Yeah, Beyonce was a huge
Of course, this is
person.
we're doing
Personal ones.
Personal ones, yeah.
Yeah. So why I say Kim, I feel like what Kim Kardashian did when it comes to like everything about their brand, reality TV, all of that kind of stuff, she's like a Trump for me in the way that I'm glad that happened so we could see what people become and what happens when you go down these routes. What I mean by that is like it has, created a lot of toxicity as much as realization of people of like what we truly value at the end of the day. And for her to attempt to create other brands, help other people, go into law, like all of these things afterwards just shows me that like deep down in all of us, we seek purpose. And it's bigger than just how we look. Because say what you will, her brand is appearance and how you look. If that wasn't there, there is no Kim Kardashian. There's no Kardashians.
Yeah, but can you, like, in every generation, even before the current one, where we're very much heavily influenced by the Kardashians, there's always been a fashion icon that sets the standards. It's not like
She's not I wouldn't say she's like as much of, although she's into fashion, I don't think that what she like did in fashion was the biggest thing. It's more like the way in social media and the way that like people portray themselves and see each other and like decide on what's important as far as like beauty standards and all of that.
I would say that beauty and fashion, all these things in some generation are inspired by like one person or another. If you go back 30 years ago with no Kardashian in sight or the younger Kardashians in sight, they were still, you know, they had Avon magazines coming through doing these things because they didn't like, it's like they saw something on television. And
but who truly like broke that barrier and got it to like the,
and like what about Marilyn Monroe? She like even before, like people were constantly seeking a fashion icon, and it's not, I would say, sure, Kim Kardashian, did she set unrealistic expectations or beauty standards in the industry? I'm not denying that. But it is us as people who seek like an icon of some sort in the beauty or fashion industry. It takes for us to seek that for her to be one.
Yeah. Also, I think like if there wasn't a Kim, there'd be another Kim.
Exactly.
I don't know.
And Kim's inspiration was Paris. And Paris was exactly what Paris Hilton was exactly what Kim is now to her. And
yeah, but Paris wasn't as big as Kim.
Paris was huge.
I know she was huge, but she wasn't doing what like.
No, the reason why you
footprint just wasn't as big as because social media didn't.
Because social media did this,
but that's not Paris not being huge. That's just
times,
social
Paris
media.
Was massive.
Yeah,
her influence to like pop culture, whatever, was insane insane for not having the reach that she could have at the time.
No social media. You could take people like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and why are we still talking about them? Why are they bigger as far as footprints, impacts than the people who are still playing or present in music right now that are very much on social media?
I think that music is a different thing than like, if you want to speak music, we have to compare music to music. We can't compare music to fashion and beauty because fashion and beauty is a lot more.
Well, I'm comparing social media to social media.
Well, too, also, she's came up in the social media realm. She's not before the social media realm, so we can't make that comparison.
Kim isn't?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kim came up in the social media realm.
But she existed before.
But her come up was
because
it came up was because of keeping up with the Kardashians.
And the reason why is because like in the very beginnings of it all, when things started happening, she would turn to Twitter and Instagram, whatever. She's considered one of the first people, one of the first celebrities who used social media and really made it what it was. One of the first interactions where celebrities had a reachable touch to their actual audience and fan base and whatever. She was one of the first people who took advantage of that.
Tell me though, like, why is Beyonce in the same way, like, you know, you're saying if there wasn't a Kim, there'd be another Kim. You don't think that there's other people that could
be Beyonce?
Be in that like position?
Absolutely not.
Personally, I have a lot of love for Beyonce from Destiny's Child. So from a young age, having all of that music and kind of like
Lose My Breath, Baby Boy.
All those songs were
Beautiful
like
Liar.
anthems in a way.
Yeah.
And then the growth with her as an individual and again, the duality of her, of being able to be, you know, this powerful girl who can sing about whatever she wants to, but then she can switch it up and she can do how she did the Lion King thing where she had like...
No, you're just talking about things that you like about her.
No, I'm saying that she is able to put things together that are incredible. Lemonade was an amazing piece of art.
Opinion.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that's why I think
the one
that's
gotta
what
go for
sets
her,
her.
you know?
That's
Yeah, but I'm saying like
I'm
I'm
saying
asking
that's what
the
sets
question
her
I'm asking is
aside.
Can she be
is-
replaced?
yeah.
I'm not saying that there aren't going to be people who are as talented as her. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that her, and I'm not saying it doesn't have to do with her team either. Like, sure, like they have a lot to do with it. She has, from the youngest age that I can think of, and that a lot of girls who tend to look up to Beyonce, because there is people I'm sure there's girls who don't like Beyonce, but girls who have, from the Cater to You days to all those up till now, where she's gone from Lion King to Lemonade, to see her put together beautiful pieces of art, but also be able to jam to her and twerk to her music and then turn it down and vibe to her music. She has kind of created something where you can listen to her in a lot of different vibes, but she has a lot of different sides to her, and she is very respectable and doesn't need to use social media, doesn't have to use her I'm not like clowning those who do use social media. Kim did it, whatever. Beyonce is very much an artist, and I respect her for not having to put her life out there and not having to use the drama of it all to push her self in the industry. She's like, here's my music. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. If I want to share something about myself, such as Jay-Z cheating on her, she's not gonna be messy with it. She's not gonna be rude with it. She put out an entire masterpiece, which was Lemonade, of how she felt about it, how she dealt with it, and the stages of grief that went with it. And that resonated for an entire generation of women, which she referred to in that thing of, it's my time and my father did it to my mother and it's happened for generations. It's a generational curse and I want it to break, but it happened to me. And I'm daddy's little girl and it happened to me and it happened to my mother. That was something that resonated to a huge chunk of America, American woman who dealt with those things and dealt with the stages of grief.
Yeah, fair. I mean, how I would put that is her being Beyonce saying it made it that much more impactful. The same way that Jay-Z, when he put out 444 and described that same situation, people hearing it from a Jay-Z, it was impactful.
Also, from my point of view, if I look at Kanye and Jay-Z, I don't think they can be recreated. Personally, I just genuinely don't think so. So I kind of put Beyonce probably in that same level. That's probably how people view her. Oh, she can't be recreated.
Yeah.
And I think there's something different between art and just a social media personality, because we always see social media personalities always rising and changing all the time. And yes, Kim has long lasted all those. There is power to that. But I even Hadid's right, they're similar on that realm. They're just personalities, but they also model.
I mean, these are all, you're describing one of ones who can't be replaced, who are great people, right?
Yeah.
That by no means was my point that Kim Kardashian is a great influential positive role model. One got to go. Why? Right? If we can agree that there are negative things that came with said person, is that always a bad thing? Don't you sometimes need that
to have realizations?
To have certain realizations. Sure. If we just continued on the path without a Donald Trump, and now that we have Joe Biden back, we know the reality. We know that there's a lot, people are aware of the hypocrisy and the corruption more than ever. Because before it was just people would say it and then where's the weight? Where's the proof? And then now that it's back to a presidential, quote unquote, president, you know, that actually kind of just stands there as a puppet and is led by other people, we're back to things the way that they are.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Trump, I don't know if a lot of that, and it was a horrible time for a lot of people. It was very negative and had terrible repercussions.
Yeah.
But, I think it also did other things that woke a lot of people up.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I bring the one-on-one thing in bold claim here. But if she can be replaced, the same standards because of social media would still occur. All those things would still occur if she was replaced. With these other people like Donald Trump and all that stuff, they can't be replaced. So that's why they made such a huge impact. And the fact that
I guess the fact is that she's the one that did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people that came after her that are doing it now.
Yeah.
But it took a Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
and the Kardashian family to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody like has their own things. What was yours, Divya?
I don't have one.
You have to.
Come on.
I don't know how to
You
answer
have
this.
After all that,
Yeah, man. This is just all fruitful conversation. I honestly, like, I personally
who
agree.
would be on your like maybe list?
I mean, like, as much as I like love to hate Kim, I don't hate Kim, but like, she's problematic sometimes.
That's a very easy and fair answer. So it's not like a
yeah. I mean, like, but I also agree with what you said about how like she did something that actually showed us or helped us realize that this might just be unrealistic, or like there were other realizations. So it's not like, yes, it might be negative in some way, but there was a positive that came out of it. Like even her like going back to law school, or like her going against what people have to say, like just constantly like doing things that push the envelope that people are like, oh, like, why are you going to law school? Like what purpose do you have going to law school? And you do your thing. I mean, like, you want to be a lawyer, even if it's just to have the JD for the sake of having a JD, please go get it. I mean, like, she's done good things, and she's set some unrealistic expectations as well. But like, that's just my easy answer out, because Kanye, Jay-Z, and Beyonce are cannot pass ups for me.
Yeah. We were playing Would You Rather in the car. Amber, did you have some Would You Rathers
I do.
for
I have
us?
some quick would you rather, so let's not do them so long as we did these. But
Well, this is supposed to be a strange exchange. So.
I know, but that last one was too long. I was zoning out a little. Okay. These are just fun, simple, easy ones. Okay. Would you rather only be able to have one child or 7?
7.
I'm gonna go with 1.
7.
You're having those 7.
Yeah, I'll have those 7. It's because I'm an only child,
Oh, right.
so I want 7.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 1 because this body got to snap back at some point.
7 children is so fun and lit.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
like
birthing
it's like
them.
your own football team at some point.
Farm, but football team is cool too.
I mean, listen, we break in some brown parent stereotypes here. You're not sending your kids to the farm; they're going to.
Oh no.
play football. It's a whole band. Actually, it's an orchestra in itself.
Why is brown farmer a bad stereotype? Farming is lit. Like, farming is such a, and by the way, it doesn't have to be a means of life. Like,
Oh, you mean just like have like one who like sows the stuff, one who like irrigates.
I look up
Frost
to and
wants to have
admire.
7 children for child labor. No, I'm
Yes.
just kidding.
Wait, what?
One
Child labor?
having kids
Farm?
work on a farm is such like a great thing for them to learn how to work together, take care of things, all of that, and like just having responsibilities. And
You don't
like,
think they could just do that by washing the dishes at home? I'm confused.
no, that washing dishes
It's
is
more
very different
fun
than
on a
farming.
farm.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, I think that each family has like their
me
quirk,
wearing
right?
overalls, having a straw in my mouth,
Frost
a
resonates
cowboy
with
hat.
farm life, so that's why.
I admire and look up to an uncle in my community, Uncle Salim, who always is so kind to lend us his house. And he's, done his career and all his kids are like studying and going on to great professions. But he, for fun, has a farm, which we've used in our videos. And it's so
that's
awesome
really
to see him
cool.
live out his passion and like, just take care of it. I think that's really
Chickens
cool.
and goats and
Yeah.
ponies, but then also like vegetables. I think that's really cool.
And the kids part, I think like I grew up with all my cousins, and I have so many cousins in Pakistan that like we just spent so much time and learned from each other. We got in fights and we like roasted each other and bagged on each other, and it just helps you grow up and learn to deal with things so much faster. I think siblings are great. I mean,
Siblings are great, yeah, but putting them on a farm, I mean, maybe not so much.
Siblings
Why'd you go
are
with-
great, but
why'd you go with
can't
one,
handle
Shamir?
7.
I went with 1 just so I feel like personally, or like it just depends what the family's like, right? But putting enough attention on each child, I feel like
Do you
that's
feel like you were neglected as a child? Is that where it's coming from?
no, I just feel like
said,
And it's probably the opposite, right? Like because there's only 2 of you, you probably got a decent amount
we
of
got a
attention.
decent amount. So like I wouldn't want a child to be like neglected or something like that. So I feel like with one, I could, put a lot of.
Well, the older
emphasis on
siblings
attention.
can like help
Yeah.
in, step up, and
Yeah,
then they
but
get this really tight bond
like
with
that.
them.
I don't like when it's like, oh, I can have these kids, and then my oldest one can, take on this responsibility when that is still a child. That older one, regardless if they're 10, 11, or 12, is still a child, and they don't have responsibility of raising a child. That's your responsibility. Sure, they can help out, but like I think that it's fine, but it does bother me when people say or want to do it only because I work with kids.
Yeah.
When they want to have their older child
Yeah.
take care of the younger one because it's not their
Yeah.
responsibilities. If they'd like to out of the genuine love of their heart, but it should not be a responsibility just because they are their sibling.
I think ideally I would love to have 7 kids. It's just like I'm thinking I chose practically.
Finances,
Like practically
putting
like,
them all in college.
Yeah, all that. Like that's
Screw it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
yeah.
I work
Honestly,
with kids, and I'm just like
That's a better way.
I agree with Shamir. I just could not pay enough attention to 7.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be fair.
It's okay.
What's your What's your other one?
We'll start
Okay.
the football team on the farm. It's okay.
Would you rather be in a bad relationship for the rest of your life or have no significant other for the rest of your life?
Eeks. Oh God, I'm gonna go last on this one.
No significant other.
Really? I'm gonna go bad relationship.
What's a bad relationship?
Yeah,
what
define
is
Is that
bad.
just generic?
I don't
What's
I
the
don't have the
extent?
details of these questions, guys.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I'll go with the bad relationship.
Yeah.
I think,
Divya.
I don't have an answer.
Divya.
Don't look
Choose
at me
one.
like that,
We all chose an answer.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Lord.
Patience.
Can we make exceptions to this like no significant
Divya.
other? Like,
There's no exceptions to
like-
would you rather.
What the
well,
heck?
like what's the
Just choose one. Right off the bat. Obviously there's nuance to all discussions. That's not what we're talking about here. Just choose an answer.
Whew. Shit. I'd go with no significant other.
You're funny.
No, I actually swear. Like I think that the whole like bad relationship really has taught me to,
Amber,
to not
what
go
was-
with the bad relationship.
What would you go with?
I said it. I
Just
said
a
I'd
bad
do a bad relationship.
Why?
I would probably feel better
Suffering.
not suffering, but like being in a relationship that I'm actually like working towards rather than feeling like I might be empty and not ever have that experience at all.
Oh wait, you never said that you could work towards a better relationship.
I'm just saying that
It's
I
as bad as-
probably naturally would, right?
It's in the fine print of her question.
It literally is in the you said bad relationship for the rest of your life.
I'm gonna work backwards then. I'm gonna say have no significant other for the rest of your life. That seems to me more empty
Sorry.
than working on a relationship. I don't want to not have a significant other for the rest of my life because I would associate that with being empty and unsure of what could have been.
So you're saying you need a man to feel fulfilled.
No,
Oh.
but I'm saying that is half my deen.
Yeah, I don't working towards. Okay, yeah, like I think that's a given. You could try, but like the question was like it's gonna be there for the rest of your life. So for me,
Wait. Why would you choose a
I
bad?
got you.
Okay, let's go. I want to hear it.
so you got that. I think I'm in tons of bad relationships already. Not with like significant others, you know. I think throughout life you go through people you have to deal with, and so
Well, this one specifically
But you're
says.
stuck with this
I got you. I got you. That teaches you patience. Lots of patience, and like at the end of the day, you know, people see you and you go, and we die one day. And what is the reward for being patient,
Having a bad
sabr,
relationship.
and you know, trying and you know, trying to make it work and put up with it and patience. I don't know. Like I feel like
poetic, very poetic of you.
I feel like patience is the main thing there. Like you would get really, if you have to put up with that, what other choice do you have, right?
yeah, but like, what are you gonna do with all this patience when you have it? Go to like heaven with it? I'm confused.
Patience goes a long way. If you're treated a certain way over and over, and that's the rest of your life, then the way that you treat others, maybe you don't want to have the same thing. Maybe you can give other people.
But why would you choose?
Advice and insight.
Why would you choose to inflict suffering on yourself for the rest of your life?
Maybe you could take it.
Well, that's the reason I chose single is because if it's a bad relationship, odds are it's a bad relationship for them too. And I
True.
wouldn't want the other person to suffer.
Facts.
And for me, I'd probably be A, more productive. B, like I'd probably have more patience because I'm not getting into these relationships.
Well, they can leave. I can't. I answered the would you rather.
Yeah.
I say I show her the contract. I answered this would you rather, so I can't leave. If you want to leave, you know.
Well, she can't leave because then you got to make her stay. That's the whole point of the bad relationship. You got to make her stay in it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and how do you make her stay? You give it your all, and you have
Be toxic.
patience.
Okay.
No toxicity.
One more, guys.
Okay, one more.
Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Ancestors.
Ancestors for me.
I feel like the second one could be a disappointment. I could never be disappointed.
Yes, that is exactly
The
what I was
ancestors.
thinking.
How could I be disappointed with my ancestors?
Yeah.
I'm out here.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, facts.
like
Big
not even on a like flex type thing, but like
I feel like you
where-
could use that knowledge to your benefit, right? It's like if you
that could
see-
always be beautiful.
It's you
Yeah.
could be like, oh, like this is where I come from. This is how I'd like to integrate into my life. You see your great grandchildren mess up. You're like, dang. Well, that was actually my child's fault. So I mean, I can do the best here, but I don't know what can happen when I'm gone 3 generations.
That's
now.
how our ancestors are going to feel about us when we visit them.
Oh snap! They're like,
Dang.
what you did, son? What you did?
That's
You got a
funny.
podcast? What is that?
I went around the world in a ship and I fought in these wars.
And you have a podcast. It's okay.
I had an empire called the Ottomans. Like, what do you got? Strange flavors? Ronald Polo?
Ron Paul.
This is your empire, Ronald Polo?
It's Ron Paul, actually.
Ron Paul.
Yeah, I wouldn't even, I'm down with the 7 kids, but I don't even want to see what they look like later. Like, once I'm
Yeah.
gone, I want to set them up past the torch and be like, yo, you guys do your things.
Yeah,
Fight
you're
over the
good
land.
from here. Once
Fight
I'm
over,
gone,
fight over Ron Paul for me. While
Yeah,
I'm gone.
take the assets, do what you want. I did my thing. I gave my best effort.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would definitely be, I don't know, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
But
cool.
we all say ancestors?
Yeah, I say ancestors.
Is that what you said, Amber?
yeah, ancestors for sure.
That's a good one. Those are all good.
Yeah.
You have any more?
questions.
Yeah, but I think that's enough for today.
Amber's time.
Okay, let's do one last thing. I want to show you guys this thing. Speaking of like a would you rather, this is a little bit more of like a what would you do in this situation type of thing. There's this video.
There's
of-
a show called what is it? What Would You Do?
What would you do?
Yeah, that's what the show is.
Oh, okay. Now it's time for what would you do?
Ooh.
This is a video of DaBaby. He comes out of his van to these kids who are selling candy.
Mhm.
And then the kids, you can start playing the video if you turn it down a little bit. The kids are overpricing it. So you'll see. Should you make it full screen?
Just trying to raise some donation. Yeah, we got $. What about you?
Damn, he's good at math.
He literally just multiplied by
Times
2.
two.
Correct, but still.
You give me 1, 2.
So he's giving him
What, they
just
$2 a piece?
$2 for 2 pieces of candy,
$1 each, I bet.
and the other guy
You
too.
gotta use your head,
Oh,
man. You got that. You trying to play, man. I was gonna bless you anyway. You'd have got the 200. Now you got $2. Y'all be good. Love.
Okay,
Look,
you
they
can
big.
pause it. So
Look, they
the
got me
situation
fucked up.
is, we see these situations a lot where like a celebrity will be recording. Oh, there's these kids on the street. Like, let's buy their whole
Yeah.
thing. $400. Okay, I'll give you 400. But what DaBaby did in this situation is he was like, oh, you tried to play me. I was gonna bless you anyways, but the fact that you're pretty much asking for it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Is DaBaby wrong for that?
No, I think he's 100%
I'm
right.
gonna say I kind of do this in Pakistan. Like I go to Pakistan, right? And before I talk, they offer me a really good price, and then
Oh.
they hear me talk, and then the price somehow triples, quadruples, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna buy this anymore. Like I was gonna pay like a really good price, whatever, but now I'm not with it. So I don't know.
Because you got played. And we're talking about specifically people who have less than you. The same case with these kids who, like, obviously the baby's loaded.
Yeah.
But these kids are trying to make some cash on the side selling candy.
They see he's got Balenciaga like chains, and they know he's
yeah,
a
man,
rapper.
and they recognize him right away.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, we can get 200, 300 off of him easy.
Yeah. Divya, you said you agree with DaBaby 100%.
100%. Teach kids the value of money, man.
But what about like the fact that he recorded and posted it? Do you think it needed to be?
That's a lesson.
I mean, that's a lot. Okay, like it's not. See, we've like this whole like display of whatever you're teaching has existed for years. I mean, they used to literally like
Display of charity?
Flog people like back in the days in like front of each other and like as a lesson to society.
Kind of refreshing, actually.
Yeah, we're so used to like people just giving away money just for the clout that this is.
And which is fine, but here's the thing is like, he's also letting them know too, right? Like, yeah, you could, like, in a way, you blocked your blessing by lying. Like, lying isn't going to get you here. You were going to get the blessing anyway had you been respectful, had you been honest and not lied. You came here, you lied to me, you tried to play me. What you're going to learn here is that you can't play me. You shouldn't play people. Here's your $2, which is what you deserve for one piece of candy, and go on. Next time, maybe they'll know. And honestly, it's a quick math lesson too. How are you going to tell somebody right there, hey, there's 34 pieces of candy here and I sell them for $2 a piece. I sell this box for $250 in a day. That's what this is worth.
Now, some people commented on this and said, the kids could have been selling drugs or something. They're out here trying to, sell candy, and this could be like discouraging, and just people like, man, I might as well just keep selling drugs.
Wait,
Is that fair or not?
That's dramatic.
What?
Dramatic?
Where did the drugs come from?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that
because
there's a lot of money in drugs, and you will make what
but-
they're saying.
I mean, that's like, I don't know, low-key kind of like an excuse like, oh, they could have been doing this, but like praise them for this. It's like, no, we should always go towards a positive direction. Like, if they're doing something wrong, let's teach them a lesson. Like, go that way. Like, I don't know why we have to look reverse.
He didn't scowl them. He didn't say anything wrong to them. He pointed out the flaw in their math, then let them know,
he did it
don't
in a
block
very
your
like,
blessings.
he wasn't condescending. Well, he wasn't like
no, that
he
was.
didn't disrespect
he
them.
wasn't scorning them. That's what it is.
Yeah, he wasn't like, you guys are out here trying to play. He was like, hey, I'm just letting you know what you're doing is wrong, and I'm gonna give you what it's worth. And
Here are the
what's
facts.
going.
Here are the facts.
Here's the facts.
Yeah.
I like that
it's
he did still
condescending.
buy
Yeah.
a piece of candy.
Yeah.
And was like, here, I'll just take, one. So didn't completely, like, as you guys are saying, like, shut the door and be like, yo, get lost. Try to pour water on them and like something random where he embarrasses them further than just letting them know how it is and then still buying something from them.
I mean, if I was there, I would have probably just like bought the box with the candies for what he said, like 2 times 34, and given him that if I was being generous. But I would still go with the 2 for niceness.
I think DaBaby takes a hit for many people here where it's just like he did something that, you Amber described it as like refreshing, where there are people that are going to watch to be like, you know what, like good. But not everybody has the guts to do what he did.
Yeah.
And definitely like post it because it can look bad on DaBaby's part, right?
Yeah.
But for him to be like, no, like I'm a hustler. He actually says at the end of this video, he goes, I used to do this.
Yeah.
He says that I used to sell candy.
Yeah.
So this is how I grew up, and you can't try to hustle. You got to do it in the correct,
the honest way,
honest, ethical way.
I like that. I didn't even know like he said that, but that I think that makes a full circle and makes it like, okay, like there is a good message behind this and why he posted it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Does it make a difference because he's African American? What if Bezos did this?
He'd probably get canceled.
Yeah,
Or not even Bezos because
okay.
he's like a billionaire. Let's say like
I think the
Tom
only
Hanks or
reason why
somebody.
this is okay is because, one, I'm knowing this now that DaBaby used to sell candy and that was his hustle too.
Yeah.
But 2, it's the same languages, right? Like it's the relatability. It's not somebody, hey, I'm like here's my like God-given power over you
I'm
and
a
I'm
white
gonna exert
savior.
it, whatever. It's like, hey, I can relate to you. I was here. I'm gonna tell you what it is in your language, in my language, which is, culture. And hey, this is what it is. All right, cool, bye. I think it's different if it was like a suited up white guy who hasn't ever sold candy on the street. That was his hustle, who maybe had like, and I'm assuming that we're speaking about like the silver spoon in hand type of white guy who didn't have those experiences. Obviously, that's not every white guy.
But what if it is some white guy?
Well, the reason I'm asking is because there was a lot of comments that people were like, because this was posted on like World Star and Shade Room and whatever else, and people were asking the same question. And so there were people that were like, only we do this to our community, right? And we can't speak on the Black experience,
Right.
all of us being like South Asian, but I know that, for example, like 6ix9ine, right? Like people hate the dude, whatever the case might be, but whenever he goes and sees Mexicans, or he actually goes to Mexico and stuff, people are like running up and asking him for money and stuff, and he is just giving it to them. And I don't know if it has to become like a battle of communities and who does what for who, but that was like something that people pointed out. Yeah, I don't know, like you can't even compare it to white people because there's not like a there's not that same thing of like white people trying to save other white people, right? Like that doesn't exist. It's not like a on the same level.
Yeah.
You would never say only we do this to our people if you were white. We could say this to our own culture. Amber's giving me the sleepy eyes. Let's
Hi,
wrap this up.
it's
The
two,
timer's
it's
off.
2
The timer
3
has gone
a.m.
off,
The
by the way.
timer has gone beyond its limit. I think it's time to.
It's time for Amber to be DaBaby
Yes.
and go to sleep. But okay. This was a pleasure having you here, Divya. Thank you so much for doing the podcast. Even though it was a struggle getting you to get all your hair together and go on the
Get all
ride.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're really glad that not only did you come this week, it was really cool seeing the whole Jalebi Baby drop right in front of my eyes and everything. Very cool experience from the outside in.
Yeah.
Love having you around. You're a very strong, independent, powerful person. And I love having you, not just in my life, but in our lives as a group. And thanks for coming around.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed our stay.
Last message?
Your stay? My stay? Hope I enjoyed my stay, you mean?
Oh, what did I say? Our?
Our stay.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, your stay here, I guess,
Divya
you know.
runs this. Final message to the people.
Crap, this one's hard. What do you want me to say? Like, it's supposed to be inspirational or like?
No,
Yeah,
just
it
you
could
could
be
literally
anything.
say like, make sure you poop.
Okay, well, make sure you poop because it's a vital function. But, you know, stay safe. Everything's opening back up. We're in a post-pandemic world, you know.
What a politician.
Post-Panasonic world, I think maybe.
Panasonic.
Post-parallelogram.
Post-Panda Express.
Post-Panera Bread.
Panera. Okay. Anyway, just stay safe, you know. Stay healthy. Listen to Strange Flavors. Like, subscribe, hit whatever buttons that need to be hit that I don't.
Hey, thanks. We don't even do that.
I don't know what buttons
Like,
those are.
subscribe, and click the notification
Click-
bell.
And leave a rate.
Click
and
the bell for notifications. Listen. I just like made my social media comeback since
follow her.
like 3 years in the last 2 days. So I'm still getting used to this whole
A
like
day with Divya.
a day with Divya.
You know what you're doing.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. It's just like I don't want to do it. But you know, you know how social media has like this whole pressure, like anxiety situation.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Follow
Yeah.
Divya.
If
to
you're
keep
here
up
for a
with all
good
the
time, have a
rest of
good time. If you're here for a long time, stay for a long time. But you know, here for a good time and a long time.
stuff. Drizzy Dubai.
Jersey Dubai. I like that.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of Strange Flavors. It's been another week.
Another flavor.
A little less stranger.
We'll talk to you next time.